he could be the next heavyweight champion.
If I was a betting man, I'd say he probably doesn't fight for a title again.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what fighters do.
Live on the Fightlete Report.
Different. It's just a totally different world.
They will promote all the fighters and they will working together.
I don't want to do it at 80% or 90%. I want to be 100, 110%.
It's been an honor to have you on the show.
But so I was kind of taken by surprise about getting the call, but it couldn't have come at a better time. I was, I was feeling some type of way about this whole coronavirus and feeling down on myself and like just wanting something to happen. And if I don't feel like I'm moving forward, if I don't have fights going forward or whatever, I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm just not pursuing my goals. I don't know. I'm very goal oriented. So I don't have that. That's really tough for me. So it came at a good time, but I was shocked that it came.
For sure. And when you're looking forward at Dana White Tuesday Contender Series, talk about maybe some of the precautions they're taking. You're obviously, there'll be a little discomfort, but, how do you feel about, what they're doing to make sure all the athletes come in healthy and without COVID-19?
So on one hand, I feel really good about it. I feel they're going, because I was there for media and I got to see what they were doing. They rented out a hotel for like 3 months, I think it is. And all the fighters that are going to Abu Dhabi will go there. They'll get tested there and then they'll fly over. And then all the fighters that are on Contender are going to be at that hotel as well. While I was there, the only time we could go downstairs was for our Grubhub, our ordered food. They were really, they were real strict about it. So on one hand, I feel very happy about that because they're allowing fighters to continue fighting. Fighters can make money. People can watch the fights. So, it's a win-win for everybody. And I even have this opportunity. But on the other hand, it's kind of tough because I also would like to do a little more training the week of outside of just in the hotel room. You know what I mean? I'd like to be able to go to the PI. I'd like to be able to use the ice bath and stuff like that. So that kind of is a bummer, but I know that any disadvantage that I have in that area, my opponent will have as well. So
definitely. And talk about your opponent. I mean, he's obviously a guy that's from the Midwest area. He trains at the Rupert Sport, I believe, upper north Rupert Sport. I think he's Rupert Sport Appleton. So Chad Johnson, obviously, he's gotten a lot of attention lately with his performances. So talk about him as an opponent for you. And is there anything that you see in him that you feel will bring out the best in you?
I think what will bring out the best in me is I haven't watched any of his video. Like, I don't know how he fights. I don't know anything. So that's nice for me because I'm going to go in there very sharp and just aware of for everything that's going to come at me. You know what I mean? That's going to be good. As far as him as a person, he seems like a real nice guy. I have him on my Facebook. Seems like a cool guy. He's messaged me about opponents I have, and he's like, "Hey, good job, blah blah." And seems like a nice guy. All I know. That's all I know about him, really.
Sure. Definitely, you guys will have the face off, and you'll probably get to see each other's highlight reel. When they show it before the fight, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably the most attention you'll get.
I'll close my eyes. I'll do this. I don't want to know. Like I said, if I watch video, I just don't get nervous. And it's funny because I spent my whole amateur career. I had 21, 22 amateur fights, and I took that many because I just wanted to not be nervous. I get so nervous, my legs would feel shaky, my arms would feel heavy. I don't feel fast. I didn't like it. And then I realized that once that was gone, once I finally got rid of that, I was underperforming. So nerves are good. As long as they're not too crazy.
Definitely. I know fighters, they do different things, when they're, getting ready to fight. I actually was at Maurice Green, your fellow teammate, also a fighter, just seeing at one of his amateur fights. He was just lounging around, kind of like he actually went down to where the fights were. And I don't know how he got allowed to do that and was talking to people. So I guess everyone has a different way they do that, right, to get ready.
Yeah. My way is like, normally I don't even think about the fight. I do my best. Like if I start thinking about the fight the day of, I think about something else. Kind of like not massage, but what is that called? Meditation. When you start meditating and you start thinking about things, you got to focus on your breathing. I kind of do that in a way. Because once I start thinking about the fight, I start getting my adrenaline going and I start moving and, I start sapping my energy. So I don't even think about the fight till 30 minutes before. And then I start getting into it.
Definitely. And then talk about, being on Contender Series, you've been there before. It's, tough to get that contract because you have other fighters, going after that contract. You got 4 other fights. So, talk about, trying to make this one stand out and kind of erase any doubt that the UFC may have in signing you.
Yeah, you know what? I think that I really feel good about the chance of getting a contract because both of us, I know he's a first-round finisher. I looked at his Tapology or whatever. He finishes fights in the first round with his hands. I finished a lot of fights in the first round with my hands. I know it's going to be a great fight no matter what. And I just, no matter what happens, I would be blown away if I didn't get a contract after I've already won a fight on there by brutal knockout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I won 2 knockouts on the on Contender and they didn't sign me, oh my God. I don't even know what to think about that. I'd be shook.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be like, what?
Well, I think the good thing about that, in hindsight, if that were to happen, is you have other promotions that are looking at Contender Series, like Bellator.
Yeah.
It's currently going in place. So
100%. Yeah, it definitely ups my value no matter what.
Definitely. And then talk about, what you're using for recovery for this fight. Obviously you have to go in there and, every time that you're really putting 100% into training, what do you use for recovery after each session?
Well, nutrition is important to me. Getting some simple sugars immediately after my training to replenish the glucose in my muscles and stuff like that, and hydration and all that. But I recently got a new strength conditioning coach who his name is Chris Down. He used to really focus on baseball and softball, and he still does. He's got some people, but he put 5 kids from the same school in Major League Baseball. He's got 2 girls in the Olympics this year for softball. One is the best hitter in the world. So he kind of, I guess in a way, he's kind of I've already got so many people to the highest level. He wants to move on to something else, and now he's on MMA. And with him, whenever I'm like, man, this hurts or this is sore or something like that, he fixes it somehow. He always fixes it. And a lot of times it's like if my lower back is sore, we do so many lower back movements and things like that. And he's really smart about the body. He's like, oh, it's probably your hamstring. We'll work on your hamstrings. And then somehow he always fixes me. So wow. I feel good about that. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I want to tell you, Josh, best of luck, of course, in your fight. How do you plan on, getting everyone on their feet at home? Obviously, you won't be able to see the fans there live, but you'll probably, feel their presence in the community as well over there in Michigan. So how do you feel about you're going to get them to get on their feet and be happy for your performance?
I didn't think about that. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live the day of and get everybody hyped. Get me hyped. That's a good idea.
And then how do you feel like they're going to be, on their feet after your performance? How do you feel how you're going to end the performance? So, end the night with.
After the fight, you mean?
Yeah, how are you going to impress everyone with your performance? That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of my thing is I'm always impressive. Not always impressive, but I'm always, I do my best to make everybody proud of me because I'm always pushing forward. I never, I never cover up and I'm always on the attack. I'm always waiting. I'm always, and I have a lot of heart. I can take a lot of damage. I can keep pushing forward. I've never been outstruck. You know what I mean? And I'm going against a dude that's a striker. You know what I mean? So I know it's going to be exciting. I know people are going to love it.
Definitely. We can't wait to see it. Everybody check it out on August 18th. Again, Josh Parisian representing Brighton, Michigan, of course, Scorpion Fighting Systems, will be on Dana White Tuesday Contender Series against Chad Johnson. We appreciate you being on the show. Any message you have for the fans?
I promise I'm working really hard. I'm doing everything that I can to give you the best performance possible. So I guess tune in on August 18th and see all my hard work.
Definitely. We appreciate you, Josh. And again, best of luck to you, man.
I appreciate you. Thanks, man.
Anytime. Take care.
Yeah. See ya.